Okay, good morning my dear students. In winter time we used to wear woolen cloths which are made by animal fibers. In summer times we used to wear cotton cloths which is obtained from cotton. Okay, so my question is, why in winter seasons we need to wear animal fibers? Why in summer seasons we need to wear cotton, means plant fibers? So everyone knows that in winter time basically it's too cold, so that's why to protect from the cold we used to wear animal fibers, nothing but woolen cloths. So basically woolen cloths will trap the surrounding coldness. Okay, but it comes to the summer times, it's very hot, so to protecting from the hot we used to wear cotton cloths, where when we are getting lots of sweat, so the sweat is absorbed by the cotton cloths, so that it will give some kind of relief from the hotness. So ultimately what we can absorb in winter season and summer season, so basically in winter season it will be a cold, in summer season it will be a hot. Why? Yes or no? In winter seasons what will happens, that the woolen cloths have the darkness, so that what will happens, it trap the what we can call it as coldness. In summer times we used to wear light colored cloths because it will not going to absorb the heat. So ultimately what, either in summer times, either in the winter times, the hotness or coldness will be there. So what is this hot and what is this cold? The questions it is coming to that our mind is, what is this hot and what is this cold? What is present? Hot means, why we can call it as an hot? Hot means what? Which consisting of heat in it. Yes or no? What is it consisting of? Heat. So yes, hot means whatever that object is hot, whatever the object is cold, nothing but it have that some heat in it. So the question is coming to our mind is, what is heat? Okay, so in the 7th class we will going to study about that next chapter number 2, that is heat. So in this particular chapter, so we will going to study about what is heat, how we can measure the heat that we can study, and also we can study that how we can transfer the heat from one medium to the other, or one part to the another part. Okay, that also we can study, and application of heat also we can study in this chapter. Okay, understood now? So let us, we will going to understand first of all what is heat. The question it is coming to our mind is, what is heat? Heat means what? I told you just example I have taken. In summer season and winter seasons we used to wear different kind of clothes because we used to feel heat. What is heat? So heat means it's a form of energy. Heat is a form of energy. Okay, so what do you mean by energy means? Energy means capacity to do work. Yes, because we have heard that, so without we don't have in our body, okay, energy, so we cannot do any work. Okay, so even if you want to carry out some kind of work, you need energy. Okay, like that in our surrounding we can see that energy means capacity to do work. Okay, so there are different kind of energy will be there. So heat also a form of energy, it's a type of energy. And the same way if you come to that light also form of energy. Okay, so there are variety kind of energies are present in our surrounding. Okay, so but right now we are focusing on heat. So what is heat? So heat is a form of energy. Understood? So heat is a form of energy. Very good. So next, then whether that next, after understanding that what is heat, so next we will going to understand whether this heat we can able to measure, or whether how much heat is there. Suppose if I will give 3 glass of water. Okay, please note down, I am giving 3 glass of water. Okay, suppose imagine, so 3 test tube I will give you. Okay, test tube A. Okay, so another test tube I am going to take, this test tube B. Okay, another test tube I am going to take, that is test tube C. Okay, so in all these test tube I will take here too much hot water. Hot water I will take. This is medium hot water I will take. Medium hot water. Or else you can take that normal water. You can take normal water, not medium water. I used to take. If you wish, you can take. So normal water I am taking that. Okay. So in the last test tube, I used to take cold water. Cold water. Okay. What I did? So I have taken that hot water. Okay. So here that medium normal water I am used to take. Then here I used to take too much cold water. So now I will tell you to touch these three test tubes. The bottom of the test tube, when you touch these three test tubes, how do you feel? Obviously you will feel in this test tube A, you will feel too much hotness. Yes or no? Yeah. So in test tube B, you will feel normal. Yes or no? Right? So in test tube C, you will feel too much cold. Right? So I will ask you, can you tell me that how much hotness is there? Can you able to tell by touching that? No, it's not possible to tell that how much hotness is present in this test tube. Same way, if you come to that normal, here also I cannot say that exactly that how much hotness or how much coldness is present. So if you are saying this cold also, I can say yeah, this will be chilled, or I can say this is cold. But I cannot say exactly that how much hotness is there and how much coldness is there. So that means we cannot able to measure the heat by touching it. No, it's not possible that by feeling, by sensing, we cannot tell that how much hotness or how much coldness is there in an object. Then what we can do that? So next we have to do to measuring that how much hotness is there and how much coldness is there, we require temperature. We will take the support of temperature. What we will do? We will going to take the support of temperature. Okay, did you understand what I am saying there? We will going to take that help of temperature. Okay, so understood? Temperature, we require temperature. What is temperature means? Temperature means it's a reliable measurement of hotness or coldness of an object is known as temperature. What is temperature? So the reliable measurement of hotness or coldness of an object is known as temperature. That means a reliable measurement of hotness or coldness of an object is known as temperature. Okay, understood? Okay, so that means by touching these three test tubes, we cannot measure how much hotness or how much coldness is there. So that means we require temperature. So temperature is a reliable measurement of hotness or coldness of an object is known as temperature. So till now what are the things we understood? What is heat? So heat is a form of an object. So heat is a form of an energy. Heat is a form of energy. So how do you know that the surrounding the things are whether they have the heat or not? By sensing it, by touching it, we can feel that whether that object is hot or object is cold. So how we can measure the hotness and coldness? Using temperature. Okay. So next, if you want to measure the temperature, what is required now? We require thermometer. Okay. So if you want to measure, okay, now we understood. If I give that any of the object to you, whether it's a hot or whether it's a cold, whether it's a normal. Okay, so you need to measure how much hotness is there or how much coldness is there, whether it's a normal. Then you have to take the support of temperature. To measure this temperature, we require thermometer. What is required? Thermometer. So we will going to see that what is thermometer now. So now we will going to see that what is thermometer. Yeah. So next is thermometer. Thermometer. So what is this thermometer? Thermometer is a device. What is this? Device. It's a device. So thermometer is a device which is used to measure the temperature. Thermometer is a device which is used to measure temperature. Thermometer is a device which is used to measure temperature of an object. Temperature of an object. Understood? What is a thermometer? Thermometer is a device which is used to measure temperature of an object. Any unknown object if we are giving, so how much temperature is there, we can tell with the help of thermometer. Okay. So then the next question is coming that how many types of thermometers are there? So next we will going to see that types of thermometer. Okay. Next we will see that types of thermometer. See, basically thermometers are three types. Thermometers are classified into three types. Or you can call it as classification. Three types. There are varieties of thermometers are there. Basically I am telling that three types. Okay. So those three are, one is clinical thermometer. Okay. And second one is laboratory thermometer. Okay. So the third one we can call it as maxima minima thermometer. How many types of thermometers are there? Three types basically. One is clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer, and maxima minima thermometer. Okay. So we will going to study about first clinical thermometer. Okay. So we will going to see what is clinical thermometer. Yeah. So just now we have seen that the classification of thermometer. Okay, what is thermometer? So thermometer is a device which is used to measure temperature of an object. Suppose whatever the object if they are giving. Suppose the measuring of liquid. Okay, that how much temperature is there in liquid. Or suppose if you are measuring that temperature of human body. Suppose you are measuring the temperature of some of the materials. So whatever that, if you want to measure that how much hotness is there in an object or how much coldness is there in an object, that we can measure with the help of thermometer. Understood everyone? What is a thermometer? Thermometer is a device which is used to measure temperature. So basically how many types of thermometers are there? There are three types of thermometers. Which are those? Clinical thermometers, laboratory thermometers, and maxima and minima thermometer. So we will going to see that first one is clinical thermometer. So what is this clinical thermometer? So clinical thermometer is a type of thermometer which is used to measure animal body temperature. Suppose if human being is suffering from fever, okay, so how do we know that that human body temperature is increased or decreased? So by touching it we cannot say that, right? We cannot say that how much hotness is there and how much coldness is there. Then we require thermometer. Okay, so that thermometer we can call it as clinical thermometer. So clinical means especially it's meant for medicinal purpose, means clinical purpose it will becomes useful. Okay, so what is clinical thermometer? Clinical thermometer is a type of thermometer which is useful for measuring human body temperature or animal body temperature. Okay, such thermometer we can call it as clinical thermometer. Okay, suppose anybody is suffering from fever, anybody is suffering from disease, the first what the doctors will used to do whenever we are visiting the doctor. First they will going to check that our temperature, whether our body temperature is increased or it's normal, or what's our body temperature. That we can measure with the help of this clinical thermometer. So let us, we are going to detail where we can study that. What is a clinical thermometer means? Clinical thermometer is a type of thermometer. Is a type of thermometer. It's a type of thermometer which is used to measure, which is used to measure human body temperature, human body temperature or animal body temperature. That thermometer we can call it as clinical thermometer. So if you want to see the structure of clinical thermometer, first I will show that how the clinical thermometer looks like. Okay, then we can study about those parts. Okay, if you want to see the structure of clinical thermometers, that rough diagrams I will make it. So you can see that this is that rough diagram I used to make. Okay, so the rough diagrams of clinical thermometer I used to prepare. Okay. See, you can see that these portions we can call it as mercury bulb. Okay, so you can see that the dark black color, this dark black color basically we can call it as mercury bulb. Okay, so this we can call it as mercury bulb. Inside the mercury bulb, mercury is present. Mercury is there. Okay, so this is mercury. Can you see that? This is what we can call it as mercury. So what is this curved portion about this? This we can call it as kink. What we can call it as kink. I will tell you what is kink. Okay, and you can see that the scale as given in that. You can see that the rough diagram I used to make. Okay, okay, so this is the rough diagrams. So this scale, this scale we can call it as graduated scale. What we can call it as graduated scale. Graduated scale. Okay, so next, this glass tube we can call it as uniform glass tube. Uniform glass tube. Okay, so you can see that in the above also the scale also mentions. It's not only the below. You can see that in above also you can see that the scale are mentioned that. Okay. So you can conclude that what is this scale means? Scale means, you know, to measure the temperature. Suppose whenever you are going to the shop, if you want to buy some tomatoes. Okay. So how you will buy that? With the help of means 1 kg or 2 kg that using that weighing machines, you will going to weigh that how much kilos of fruits you are purchasing or whatever you are purchasing that. Okay, you have that scale to measure it. Like that, to measure that temperature of a human body temperature, so basically we require mercury. So mercury is a liquid metal. Mercury is liquid metal, and also you can call it as a poisonous metal. Okay, if you consume that mercury, it will becomes poisonous for us. Okay, and also we can call it as the symbol of mercury is Hg. G. Okay, the symbol of mercury is Hg. So basically you can call it as liquid metal. So basically that mercury is used in almost all the thermometers. Okay, almost all the thermometer mercury is used. Okay, then this mercury is filled by this tube. Okay, so what will happen, suppose when you use this, when you keep this thermometer in your mouth or under that your what we can call it as under your arm, you can keep. Okay, so what will happen, this mercury level will becomes increases in this tube. Okay, so this scale we can call it as to measure how much the corresponding that mercury level will be there. That will be the reading of that scale. Okay, that scale basically we can call it as graduated scale. Okay, then the king I will tell you just a minute. I will explain how it will works. Okay, then after that the uniform tube will be there. This uniform tube we can call it as uniform glass tube. Okay, there are 4 parts important. So mercury bulb, inside the mercury bulb mercury is present. Okay, this scale basically to measuring the temperature of the scale, graduate scale will be there. This graduate scale basically you can measure in 2 ways. One is Fahrenheit scale, another one is Celsius scale. In 2 scale, in every clinical thermometer, if you want to measure that body temperature, 2 scales readings will be there. Either you can measure that reading in terms of Fahrenheit scale, and either you can measure that in terms of Celsius scale. Okay, there are 2 scales are there to measuring the temperature. Okay, understood? So okay, we will going to see how this clinical thermometers will be work. See, one more thing I need to tell you. Before using the clinical thermometer, we need to be clean. Okay, we need to take certain kind of precautions. So what are the precautions we need to take care before using that clinical thermometer or after using the clinical thermometer? Okay, so precaution. Okay, so I will write here precautions. So what are the precautions we need to take before or after using the clinical thermometer? So before and after using the clinical thermometer, we need to wash with antiseptic solutions. We need to wash clinical thermometer with antiseptic solution. Antiseptic. Okay, we need to clean with the antiseptic solution. So the question is, why we need to clean with antiseptic solution only before and after use of this clinical thermometer? I told you clinical thermometer where we are using. The person who is suffering from fever, the person who is suffering from disease, the first doctor will going to check that the body temperature of the person. Okay, so to measure the body temperature of the person, obviously the person have infected some virus or bacteria or whatever that microbes. Okay, so that's why what we have to do, we need to clean this clinical thermometer. If you are not going to clean, if another patient is used, so it will get infections to that, it will transmit that whatever the microbes to another person. That's why we need to wash. So the question is coming to that, whether we can wash with the hot water? No, we cannot wash that clinical thermometer with the hot water. So why we cannot use that hot water to clean this clinical thermometer? The hot water basically, when you put this thermometer into the hot water, okay, the mercury will becomes increases. Here the range of clinical thermometer starts from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Did you understand? What is the range of clinical thermometer? The clinical thermometer range will be start from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Suppose if the hot water is more than 42 degrees Celsius, such kind of water if you are washed, so the mercury level is increases, then furthermore to increase there is no space, then what will happen? The glass tube will get burst. Okay, that's why we are not supposed to wash with hot water. So what we have to do? We have to wash with antiseptic solution. Antiseptic solution is the medicines, or you can call it as liquids. Basically these chemical substances, it kills the germs. Okay, understood? So antiseptic solutions we are using for killing germs which are present in the clinical thermometer. Second things, I told you clinical thermometer we are not supposed to wash with hot water. Okay, that is second point of precaution we need to take. We have to always wash with antiseptic solution. And third things, whenever basically when clinical thermometers are used, basically doctor will going to be put that thermometer inside below that our tongue, right? So sometimes what will happen in the small children, they doesn't know that how to use that. Sometimes what will happen if they bite. Okay, well, if they bite the clinical thermometer, so there will be a chances of the mercury can transfer to our body, because mercury is a very toxic substance. Once if it is entered to our body, it will spoil our that entire systems. So that's why what we have to do, we need to take a precaution when we are keeping that, using that in our mouth. We should not bite, okay, we should not chew, okay. So just we have to put under the tongue, or else if you don't have that options to put that in our tongue, you can use that under armpit. Under armpit also you can use, you can also in the forearm and upper arm between, you can keep it that. So around 1 minute you have to keep this thermometer into that, your mouth or under armpit or that upper arm or lower arm in between the joints. Okay. So the second will be, we should not wash with the hot water, and third will be, we should not bite the thermometer, because the mercury can transfer to our body and it will be harmful for that. Okay, so then what is the other precautions we need to take? These are the main precautions we must take care of. And after that, after 1 minute, if you are keeping that thermometer in our mouth, then after you are taking out, we should not tilt that thermometer. It should be, thermometer should be exactly that, you can see that horizontally you have to means coincidence with that your eye contact. So in that way you have to see the reading. Suppose if you tilt, what will happen? This mercury level, suppose once if you keep this thermometer under your armpit for 1 minute, okay, imagine the mercury level is increases here, okay, up to this level, okay, then what we have to do, if you tilt, so what will happen? It takes some time to low down. So what is the kink is, now I will tell you that what is the use of kink. So kink is basically, it will helpful for to the fall down of mercury level after taking the reading. Did you understand what I am saying? That suppose you are measuring that, suppose I am measuring my body temperature, okay. So my body temperature, suppose 38 degrees Celsius. My body temperature is 38 degrees Celsius. So then I kept in my mouth, okay, for a minute, then I will take that reading. So then what will happen? First it increases 38 degree. Once if it is take out, what will happen? Suddenly mercury level, it will come strong, because surrounding temperature is low. So obviously mercury level it will come down. So to avoiding that falling down of mercury, so in the thermometer they are used the kink. Kink is useful for prevent that the falling that mercury level. Okay, so that purpose the kink is useful. Okay, understood now? So then, hope so you understand what are the precautions you must take before and after using the clinical thermometer. So now, how to use clinical thermometer now? Coming to the use. So basically the clinical thermometer consisting of mercury bulb, mercury cane, uniform glass tube and graduated scale. Second point, the mercury, the scale range is start from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Okay, and suppose if you want to in a normal adult human body temperature, I am talking about normal, if you want to measure to in adult human body temperature, it will become 37 degrees Celsius. 37 to 38 degrees Celsius. You can measure any of the normal. Suppose I am a normal, I am not suffering from any disease or anything, I am first class. So if you want to measure my body temperature will be around, that temperature will become 37 degree. So what is that normal human body temperature will be 37 degree Celsius. Okay, that also please 1 marks questions they will ask. You have to note down it. Okay, so then how to use this now? Hope so you got that sufficient information about the precaution and how to use the clinical thermometer. Means how to use means just take the clinical thermometer. So before and after using, please one more precaution you need to take. Before and after using the clinical thermometer, you have to give few jerks to that. Okay, when you give that few jerks, so what will happen? The mercury level comes to the normal. 35 degree it will comes, okay, or whatever that. So when that mercury level it comes to the normal, so then after that you have to keep that this clinical thermometer either your mouth, either your under armpit or in elbow. You can keep it for 1 minute, at least 1 minute you have to keep it, so that the body temperature has to transfer to the mercury and mercury level will be increases, and then you can take it to that exactly coincide to your eye, okay, don't tilt it, and you can measure the reading of clinical thermometer, okay. That is how you can measure that temperature of human body. Okay, so after understanding about clinical thermometer, so next we are going to start with laboratory thermometer. Next our concept will be laboratory thermometer. Okay. So what is our next concept? So we'll start with laboratory thermometer. Second one, laboratory thermometer. Laboratory thermometer. What is laboratory thermometer? See, laboratory thermometer is also a type of thermometer. Basically, laboratory thermometer we will use to measure that object's temperature. Suppose if you want to measure that solid temperature, okay, suppose if you want to measure liquid temperature, then we use to this laboratory thermometer. So laboratory thermometer is a type of thermometer which is useful for measuring that objects or materials body temperature, okay. Clinical thermometer is only useful for to measure human body temperature. We cannot measure that the temperature of milk, temperature of water, temperature of that iron rod, temperature of something else. We cannot measure it from the clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer is only meant for to measure human body temperature. But if you want to measure that, if the materials like suppose milk temperature if you want to measure, okay, and water temperature if you want to measure, so then you can prefer this laboratory thermometer. So laboratory thermometer is a type of thermometer which is used to measure the object temperature. What is that laboratory thermometer? Laboratory thermometer is a type of thermometer. Which is used to measure objects temperature, objects or materials temperature. Understood now? So if you want to study that, the structure of laboratory thermometers, if you want to see the structure. So basically the laboratory thermometer I will write in that vertical way, okay, you can understand, or you can write horizontal only. Okay. You can see this is that, you can see this is a laboratory thermometer. The rough diagrams I was written that laboratory thermometer. Here also same, that mercury bulb is there. Okay, these are that mercury. Okay, these are that mercury. Okay, so you can call it as this is mercury bulb. So here mercury is there. The symbol of mercury we can call it as Hg. Okay, so then you can see that the scale Here also you can see that scale is present. Okay, and this part you can call it as hook for hand. Okay, so what is the main difference in laboratory thermometer is there is no kink is present. Okay, so there is no kink is present in laboratory thermometer, and rest of all are same. Here also mercury bulb is there. We are using mercury also from here. Okay, here also that scale is there, graduated scale. Okay, here also two type of scale they are used, either that Celsius scale used or they are used Fahrenheit scale. Okay, how many scales they are used? One is Celsius scale, another one is Fahrenheit scale they are used. Okay, then after that you can see that here reading will be there. Generally that laboratory thermometer, the range starts from -10 degree Celsius to 110 degree Celsius. 110 degree Celsius. Okay, did you understand? So what is the range of laboratory thermometer? The range of laboratory thermometer starts from -10 degree Celsius to 110 degree Celsius. Nowadays what will happen in the laboratory thermometer? They are not use mercury, they use alcohol. Using